Have you ever seen those videos of Simon Squibb on social media? You know the ones where he walks up to total strangers and asks them, "What's your dream?" and sometimes even gives them money to get them started.
Excuse me, what's your dream?
My dream?
Excuse me, what's your dream?
It's incredibly inspiring, right? It's exactly what made me pick up this book. His book. It promises to help you find your passion, love your work, and build a richer life. But in a world that's absolutely overflowing with self-help books and motivational speakers, this dreamer included, a huge promise like that needs a reality check. Is this book the real deal? A practical guide to a better life? Or is it just another dose of that feel-good energy that gets you fired up for a day or two, only to leave you feeling stuck again a week later? Well, I've just finished reading the entire thing, and I'm here to give you my honest, down-to-earth take on what's inside. Good morning, lovely dreamers, and welcome to another video. Today, we're going to talk about who this book is really for, the parts people aren't talking about, and help you decide if it's worth your time and money. So, let's get into it. Who is Simon and what's the big idea? Okay, first things first, let's talk about the man behind the book. Who is Simon Squibb? He is an entrepreneur with a really powerful and honestly quite moving backstory. He went from being homeless as a teenager to building and selling a multi-million-dollar business. The whole experience is the heart of the book, basically. He's not just an influencer, he's someone who has been in the trenches, both in life and in business. The promise of What's Your Dream is that you can turn your dream into your reality. The book is set up as a step-by-step guide to help you do just that. It's built around a few core ideas: figuring out what you're passionate about, overcoming the fear that holds you back, and taking real steps to build something that actually matters to you. His voice is so passionate and down-to-earth on every page that it genuinely feels like you're getting advice from a mentor, not just reading another book. But the big question is, does the advice live up to that promise for everyone? Here are the strengths of the book. Let's start with what this book does exceptionally well, because there is plenty of good stuff in here. If you're feeling stuck, or lost, or just in desperate need of a spark of inspiration, this book absolutely delivers. It's an energizing and motivating read, and for that reason alone, I think it will be incredibly valuable to a lot of people. This book made me shake my head in approval so much and going, yes, finally someone that gets it. When it comes to dreaming, the importance of having a dream and building your dream life. Its biggest strength, and one of my favorite points, is how it helps you break down your limiting beliefs. Simon points out 4 big myths that trap us: that just working hard is the answer, that failure is something to be terrified of, that we should always take the easy option, and that chasing money is the end goal. His message on failure is especially powerful. The book reframes it not as the end, but as a necessary, unavoidable part of getting better. He really drills down on the idea that you have to be willing to fail to grow, which is such a crucial mindset shift for anyone who's paralyzed by fear of not being perfect. I know I've been there, and it took years for me to get over it as well. So it's nice to see someone as successful as him point it out as well. And I have to say, I find his give without take philosophy quite interesting. He argues that to make your dream happen, you have to help someone else make their dream happen without expecting anything back. He believes it awakens your own confidence and creates this positive ripple effect. It adds this refreshing kind of layer to the usual self-help advice, moving it beyond just thinking about yourself and into actually building a community. The book also gives you some practical, actionable steps. It's not just high-level fluff. He gives you a 7-step framework to get you started and a little exercise to help you figure out what you love and what you're good at. He grounds all of it in real stories about ordinary people he's helped along the way, which makes the whole idea of chasing your dream feel much more possible. So for the person who needs the first spark and a little push, this book is an amazing starting point. But while there's plenty to love in these pages, I wouldn't be doing my job as your dreamer bestie if I didn't share the bits that made me pause. Here's the brutal truth. Although I love Simon and I admire his need to change the system, and I see him as one of the Lords of Dreams, as I like to call them, I'm of the opinion that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and it shouldn't be. And before you start throwing stones, let me explain. As a bad entrepreneur myself, who's trying hard to be a good one this time, I understand how complex and difficult the journey is. You need to think about everything. You need to be the one to do everything, at first at least. You're the one who must find the clients for the business, do the work, and handle the paperwork for the taxes, because yes, taxes are a thing. You're the one that needs to think, if I don't work, I don't eat. It's that simple. And if you have employees, you're also responsible for their well-being as well. This much pressure is not for everyone. And I know this now because I've had businesses since I was very young, and most of them failed. This leads to my first point. Some of the advice can feel a bit optimistic, and at times perhaps even a little irresponsible. Big theme is this idea of quitting your job to follow your dream fully. And while he means well, he's trying to help you overcome fear, some people have pointed out that just telling someone to quit their job without a solid plan or any savings is pretty dangerous. For someone with rent to pay, perhaps a family to support, abandoning a stable job just feels disconnected from reality. It's a bit like trying to fly the Millennium Falcon without checking if there's fuel in the tank. Bold, but maybe not wise.
Very bad feeling about this.
Secondly, the book's focus on entrepreneurship is so strong that it almost implies other dreams are less valid. And I know that for most people, just being able to have a secure job that provides for their family is more than enough. And that's their dream. Maybe your dream is to be a brilliant engineer or a doctor or mechanic without having your own business. And I think that's fantastic. Having your own business is a big, beautiful dream. But it doesn't mean that if the entrepreneurship journey is not for you, you're not a dreamer. And I wish this book gave more validation to these other paths, showing the whole story, not just the startup parts. And finally, if you're already on the journey of entrepreneurship, on the business journey, the advice might feel introductory. The book is fantastic on the why, the passion, the purpose, but it's lighter on the how. It talks about building a team, but it doesn't get into the nitty-gritty of marketing, finance, or dealing with the soul-crushing admin. The message is that anyone can do it, but the path he lays out seems best suited to people who have less to lose and are just starting to think about their why. The verdict. So, who is this book really for? With all that said, who should read this book? This book is, without a doubt, for the person standing at the starting line, feeling lost, uninspired, or trapped. If you have an idea for a dream but you're paralyzed by fear and self-doubt, this book will be the powerful push you need to take those first brave steps. It will help you get your mindset right, find your why, and give you the courage to just begin. For that person, this is an absolutely fantastic and worthwhile read. However, if you're already in motion and facing the tough realities of building something, you might find the advice isn't specific enough. More importantly, if your dream isn't to become an entrepreneur, you may have to filter the message. This is not a comprehensive business manual or a universal guide to all dreams. It is a purpose-finding manifesto aimed squarely at the aspiring entrepreneur. So that's the kind of dreamer this book is really written for. But let's zoom out a bit for the big picture. In the end, What's Your Dream is a book with a huge heart. You can feel that Simon Squibb's passion for helping people is genuine, and it shines through on every single page. Its greatest strength is the ability to spark hope and inspire action, and for so many of us, that spark is the most valuable thing of all. But the brutal truth is that inspiration alone isn't enough to build something that lasts, and the entrepreneurial path isn't the only one worth taking. The book is an excellent catalyst, but it's not the complete formula. For the person who needs permission to dream, but the person already building that dream or dreaming a different kind of dream will likely need to look elsewhere for their next set of instructions. But hey, that's just my take. And who am I? Just some random dreamer on YouTube sharing my thoughts. So my lovely dreamers, tell me, what's your dream? And more importantly, are you ready to do something about it? Please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. And if you're not sure where to begin, watch this one next. It's one of my favorite videos, even if it's a very old one, very cringy, but it's filled with gentle practical magic for your next step. And always remember to dream, follow, do.